It has been a long 2 weeks, people. Actually, I think it's been longer than 2 weeks. Daniel, has it been longer than 2 weeks? Fact check me.
I think it's been 3 weeks, actually. I think it's been
Three
three
weeks.
weeks.
3 weeks. Look at that. We're 5 seconds in. It's been 3 weeks, and I done botched the fucking intro. Whatever. So that's how this show's going to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to be a botch fest. Just get used to it.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're a little rusty. We got to knock some ring rust off. Sorry.
We
Sorry.
sure do. We sure do.
Life's been having.
Yeah, life's been happening, man. And, I tell you what, it's been pretty crazy, both in life and in not so real life in the wrestling world, which I guess that brings us to this show. Guys, we're going to do something a little crazy. If you don't like long monologues and long opinions of two crackpot fans, well, I don't know why you're on this channel anyway.
Right, because that's pretty much all we do.
So spoiler alert for those who are unfamiliar. This is going to be spitballing and giving out opinions. We'll probably cover everything from the last 3 weeks of wrestling, whether it's WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever. We'll cover whatever we want. And then probably, if I know the two of us well enough, because we're 4 days away from Survivor Series, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get into some fan theories for Survivor Series.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty safe bet, people. So that's your general synopsis of this show. Spitballing fandom and some predictions for Survivor Series. I hope you're all entertained. This is what you pay for. And by pay for, I mean with your time, because this is free. So, as the reins are in my hand, well, if we're talking about the reins, let's start with that. Let's just start with that. Let's just go there. Spitball number one, Daniel, Roman Reigns. Hit me.
Okay, I think that his work has been really good. I think that the match that he had with Cesaro on Raw was really, really, really good. I don't, his in-ring skill is there now. Like, he's a main event guy in the ring, I think now. But his character is just on that plateau, man. To me, it hasn't changed at all. They're doing all these things to protect him, to get him over, to make him the strong baby face. And my feeling is that it just feels forced and awkward. Even if it is him, it's just his demeanor in general. To me, it just feels contrived, man. I feel like people are seeing through it. I mean, but then again, maybe not. I mean, people like Ryback, and I've never understood that either. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think about him?
I think his ring work's been there since WrestleMania and even Fastlane. The ring work has never been a question in the last 6 to 8 months. I think it's more them trying to force the baby face on people, and that's just going to blow up in their face. I really think that they're thinking that they're going to keep him babyface, and they're just going to ride the storm, have him babyface until the people finally just suck it up and accept it. Like, I think that's just what they're going to do. Other than that, his mic work is still terrible. I think turning him heel and putting him with the Authority would help him greatly from a promo standpoint. But I don't see where keeping him babyface is going to be the long-term solution, especially right now. I know you want him to be that guy, but
who's the top babyface in the company right now?
I mean, right now your top babyface. I'm assuming your top babyface is still, I mean, out of all of them, there's nobody really there.
Nobody. I mean,
Cena's gone until December.
Yeah, so it's Reigns. Orton's out. Bryan's out. Sting's out.
You know what, though? Honestly,
Taker.
That's who they're going to put. But I really think in terms of crowd reaction, guys like Ziggler, Cesaro, and Ambrose are still getting bigger pops than him.
I think he's getting just as big a pops.
He's not floundering. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not silence. It's not like Ryback. Like, it's not like you have to lead them into the chant. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that. Like, he's getting organic pops. They're just, I don't think they're as big as you want them to be. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So we both pretty much think that it's that dude's personality, as far as his character, not as him as a person.
It's the character.
Yeah.
it's the silent badass that they're trying to make talk. Like it just doesn't flow. Like you could have built Roman Reigns like Batista. That could have worked. You could have built Roman Reigns like Bill Goldberg. That could have worked. Building Roman Reigns to be Superman, the silent badass, but the mic skills of somebody like a John Cena or a Randy Orton to carry a 20-minute segment, not gonna work.
No, he's not that kind of worker. Yeah,
It's
I
not.
just and I mean, honestly, I think his ring gear needs to change too. I think they
He
played it
kept the
out
shield
with
gear.
that whole
He's
shield.
the
Yeah,
Yeah, it.
I just
He
don't
shouldn't
think.
have kept it.
I think it hurts him. And honestly, I got a feeling he's got that kind of like Samoan. I'm not really fat, but I'm not like super fit, like thing going on his chest. You know. Um,
Yeah, and that's another thing for me. Like you got a guy like Cena who is chiseled, right? You got a guy
right.
like
Yeah.
Orton who is chiseled, and you've got this guy that's wearing a shirt all the time, but you want him to be the face. Like, I mean, the face is all about being that chiseled badass poster boy, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
The Rock was. Austin was the exception to the rule. Hogan had the pythons. Uh,
But even Austin had like definition. You know what I'm saying? Like
in his heyday, yeah. You know, I mean, he wasn't Billy Graham, but I mean,
no, no. I mean, neither was Shawn Michaels ever. You know, but I
well,
mean,
this is true, yeah. But like I saw a really good analogy. Roman Reigns is Diesel.
I just don't think so.
I think he's more
He,
dynamic in the ring,
yeah, he's
but
better in the ring,
he's
and
but he's
Diesel's
being
better on
pushed
the mic.
like Diesel. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he's being pushed like Diesel was pushed. Uh, you know,
Okay. Well,
overall,
this will be a good segue then. So that say saying like Roman Reigns is like now as Diesel. What would Dean Ambrose be? You know, now that what's I mean, how, do
in
you think they're
terms
going to
of
turn him
in terms of
heel?
push,
No, I'm just saying, like in general, like how we just broke down Roman Reigns. Like, give me a breakdown of Dean Ambrose, his character, his spot, everything.
Roman Reigns is your Diesel, and Ambrose. I don't know, man. Like if Ambrose could be complete, almost be like an Austin, but charismatic. Does that make sense? He's more wacky. It's like if you took Austin and Brian Pillman and smashed him, you've got a Dean Ambrose kind of guy. He's got the brawler outlaw style in ring with the crazy lunatic gimmick going on. So like he's kind of both, but in terms of push, I don't like the idea of turning Ambrose. And I'm probably one of the few that doesn't. Because a heel Ambrose is fun, but at the same time, you're gonna have the fans revolt because they're not gonna go heel with Ambrose. Like they're gonna keep Ambrose face with the pops. I think he's capable as a character and as a worker to make them hate him. I think
Yeah.
he's capable. I think he's more than capable. But I think that they don't want him heel. Everybody wants the Roman heel turn. You know what I mean? And I just think they're going to steer so far away from it that it's going to.
I don't think they're going to turn either one of them. Honestly, man.
You think they're going to do a
I think the
cash in?
IWC is all caught up in who's going to turn Ambrose or Reigns. They all think it's going to be Ambrose and Reigns in the finals, and I think it's going to be Owens and Reigns. And I still say that I think there's not going to be a cash in. I think Owens wins. I think Owens becomes a double title holder. I think he's the dark horse in this. I think everybody thinks it's a dead giveaway that it's got to be Roman Reigns. Now this is just my fantasy booking, but and I'm not saying like, oh, that's what I think should happen because I love Owens. I would like for that to happen and be cool with it. I'm just saying like the small things that I notice, man, especially like, once every so often, like I'll get a just notification from the app, and it's like the past 5 times I've gone, Owens has been on the front page of WWE.com, and it's like, okay, and they just keep talking. I mean, and he's getting a lot of time, and I don't know, man, like. I don't know. I could totally see him being the authority guy. Like
Well,
I'm
and
here
that's
for money.
yeah, and I don't even think he's much of a dark horse. Like, I think, I think realistically, I mean, he is a very big favorite for me at least,
I'll say
like
this. I'll say this. At the semis, if he beats Ambrose, he's winning the title. Now, if Ambrose wins, then they're just going for that Ambrose Reigns thing. But I think that's too soon. I think that's too soon.
I
Now,
really think they should keep the Shield boys away from each other for a while.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because Rollins is hurt for 6 to 9 months. Separate them.
Yeah,
Make people forget that
yeah,
they were ever a unit.
yeah.
Have Reigns. You can skyrocket him to the moon to Timbuktu. You can just push him to the stars. Let him be in the world title picture. Put Ambrose somewhere in a dark alley. Give him a program with Tyler Breeze after this Ziggler thing is done, because that'd be some pretty good matches. Or work with Del Rio for the U.S. title, or
But
just something. Give him something that puts him away from Roman Reigns for 6 months, and I guarantee you, in 9 months, when Seth comes back, because Seth is coming back as a babyface, you can mark my words there. We've talked about this
yeah, oh yeah,
before.
for sure.
Seth is
That's
getting
stamp.
a champion's pop
Yeah,
when he comes back, and if they want to at 6 to 9 months to set the angle for a Shield reunion, because now it fits. Like now it fits. It's been a while. It'll be even longer when Seth comes back.
yeah, that'll be
So
good.
so you can have a champions pop, or you can do the Shield triple threat and have either a Reigns or a Ambrose heel, or have them both heel and have Seth be the savior. Like you can do that, because I think long term they're going to realize that Roman Reigns is not their man. Their man just got hurt for 6 to 9 months. And when he comes back to that babyface pop, and I guarantee you it's going to be just as loud or louder than Triple H's
Dude,
return
that's
in
when he's gonna carry
2002.
the whole thing on his shoulders. He
Yep.
will be the new dude. He's gonna be so dude. The pop is going to be
Yep.
ginormous.
I want a time machine, because I don't want to wait. I just want to hear the damn pop.
God,
And
it's
I
gonna
just
be
want to see,
incredible, man.
you know,
It's gonna be
uh,
incredible.
it'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be bigger than Cena at Madison Square Garden for the Royal Rumble. It'll be bigger than that. I guarantee it. The only thing I don't think it'll beat, there are two things it won't beat for me. Well, maybe three. I think it'll at least tie Triple H in 2002. That was the third or second loudest pop I've ever heard. Austin's return in, oh crap. When did Austin come back after he took his ball and went home? You know which one I'm talking about. That was a loud ass pop.
Oh God, he came back in 03, 02.
Something like that. That was a loud ass pop when he came back.
Yeah.
So there's that one. And then the other one that is really loud is The Rock whenever he got announced as the host of WrestleMania. Those are the three loudest pops I've ever heard live.
Yeah.
I think Seth will knock one of them out of the top three, and Seth's return will be in the top three.
Oh yeah. Oh
If
yeah.
it's
I
if it's
mean,
not number one.
yeah, dude. I agree. I agree 100%, man. I think that that guy is going to be he deserves it. I mean, he's worked his ass off. It's a terrible travesty. You know what? Now I'm like really intrigued. I want to just like peek onto like Vince's like little yellow legal pad and just I want to see what he had planned for Rollins. You know what I mean? It's like now that I know it's not gonna happen, it's like God, I want like that
Well,
to get leaked. You know
I
what I mean?
heard
Like
the I heard the
what were
plan.
the plans for Rollins from now on? Because you know what I think. I think that just the way they wiped AJ's record off with Nikki, they were planning on doing that with Punk. They
Well,
were
that's
gonna they
what
were gonna let him hold the title past Mania. I
that's what I
really think
thought.
they were.
That's what I thought. But then after he got hurt, news leaked out that Reigns was scheduled to win at Survivor Series anyway. But we know how Vince is with changing plans last minute. I think. I mean, I agree. You're already 3/4 of the way there to WrestleMania. About halfway to Punk's reign. I think he had what, 280 days, something like that. He was around 280, I think.
No, I think it was in the high 90s. I think it was like 296 days or something like that.
But okay, so he's in the high 200s. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, he was over halfway. I think he would have, if he hadn't gotten hurt, or if he hadn't gotten hurt enough to where he's gone for a long period of time. They would have, because if it was something like, you remember how the original Daniel Bryan thing happened, where they just kind of had him off TV for a month and then another month. Like he did in ring stuff, but he didn't wrestle like that when Daniel Bryan did that. I
Yeah.
think they would do that for him if it wouldn't have been so bad. If it would have been something where he was out for a month, maybe a month and a half or 2 months, I think they would have let him hold the title like through the injury. But
Yeah.
because of it being as bad as it was, they had to change their plans completely.
What do you think they're going to do about Brian, by the way? Do you think that because there's a lot going around that like even if the third doctor says he's okay, that they're still not going to let him work, and they have no plans to release him because they know good and damn well he'll go work somewhere else, and they don't want that.
I think if the third doctor says he can't work, if the third doctor says he can work and they won't let him work, I think he'll take him to court to get out of his contract because I think he wants to wrestle and he
And he
wants
would,
to wrestle.
he would win. I mean, he would
Of
win.
course he would.
Three out of 2 out of 3 doctors said I can work, and they're not letting me work. Like,
Of course. And I think before they let him go, they'd let him work. I think it would get to court or it would the file it would be filed and then they would settle without even entering anything. Like they'll let him work. I don't think they'll put him in a big program again, which is unfortunate, but I think he's going to
I
be
think
like
if he
a
comes back, he's going to be Ziggler for the rest of his career.
that's exactly what I was about to say. He's going to be the guy who you know is going to put on good work in your mid card.
Yeah.
And that's
I
his
mean, he'll
that's his
he'll hold the IC title or the US title for a long period of time.
You know what? I'll say this. He's got enough time in his tank. If he comes back to work in the next year, they may have him have that belt more times than Jericho had it.
The IC belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to be a world heavyweight champion.
No, no. And that's sad because I think him and Rollins would steal the show for years.
Oh, he might
Years.
work for the title. He might work
But
for
what I
the
mean,
title
Paul, you know what? I don't even see that, man. Because
on a
I don't
Raw. Or,
well,
I mean, he'll work
a
the
one
champ.
off.
You know what I
He'll
mean?
work
Or
the
a
champ.
SmackDown or whatever.
They'll do champion versus champion
Yeah, I don't
or
think they'll
something
give
like
him
that.
a program. No, I don't
Right.
think
He won't
because
have a
I mean,
program.
I
He won't
mean,
be in the chase. Like none of that. You know, they'll
Daniel
probably have
Bryan
him
is
work.
like at this point. Daniel Bryan is Sam Bradford. It's like the guy can play, but you know good and damn well if you get him on your team, he's not going to play the whole season. You know what I mean? He never has. He never will. Like it's and that's the thing that sucks too. It's like I know I'm like crossing over to the football world, but it's like people. I'm by no means a Sam Bradford fan, but people are like, oh, well, he's injury prone. Like he sucks. It's like, well, it's not really his fault that he's injury prone. It's like his genetics, his body is what it is. Like it's not. I mean, that's just bad luck, dude. That's not like, it's not his fault. Like Danny Amendola had a bad like injury problem there for a while. Like it's the same idea. And
And
like
he's having a pretty good year now.
yeah, 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 and that's what I'm saying. Like some guys can get over it, like Jake Locker, or the old quarterback for the Titans. Dude, that guy was hurt all the time. He was injury prone. Wasn't his fault. He was actually a pretty decent guy. I never thought he was a very good quarterback, but really nice guy. Anyway, but back to the Daniel Bryan thing. That's what I'm saying about him too. Like if they give him a chance, maybe he could overcome it. Maybe he could be like a Danny Amendola. But then again, maybe he's just, maybe like. I mean, I can understand why the E doesn't want him to work because they don't want somebody to die in the ring when they have a PG, product they're putting out, and I feel like the guy would die in the ring. I mean, shit, maybe he'll go to Japan, maybe he'll work Nakamura.
I would like to see him in Japan again now that Japan is on US TV, and I think that's their fear. He'll go to Japan.
Oh yeah, it's totally. Oh yeah, yeah.
He will go to Japan. He'll work strong style. He'll work guys like Nakamura, AJ Styles. Like he'll work all those guys.
Well, but then again,
he'll make them a lot of money.
NXT. I'm feeling a big like maybe after Mania, maybe they announce it like Smarkamania on Raw the next night. But like I'm telling you, NXT is gonna get like a rebranding. Like it's going to be its own.
It'll be big. They're gonna make it big.
Like it's already its own brand, but they're about to make it like its own like Nitro Raw type deal. Like it's going to be a totally different thing.
I would really like it if they put NXT on USA in that SmackDown slot and put SmackDown on the network.
It'd be perfect. It would make so much more sense.
You don't even have to give it 2 hours. You could still leave it at 1 hour. I wanted it 2 hours for more wrestling, but who doesn't?
Just keep it. No, I mean, dude. Well, if USA is buying if they're taking that show, then they're expecting a 2-hour show.
Right. And I think that NXT has a big enough roster right now where they're more than capable of a 2 hour
But it's going
show.
to be live. That way they can actually have two real crews. So that way on Thursday it can be live every Thursday, just like Raw is live on Monday. And then you can have those super pay-per-views like you did when you had the brand split. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be.
I don't think you'll see that until the authority angle's done because I think if you put NXT live and you put NXT on the road like that, I think Triple H needs to be there to
Bro,
run that show.
mark my words, the authority angle, as much as we all are so tired of it,
It's here to stay. No, it's here to stay.
it will
It's the new
never
McMahon.
be gone. Never. Ever. Because dude, Vince, once he was on TV as Vince,
He
until
never
he
got
was
off.
never. And Triple H is now on TV. He's never gonna not be on TV until he's old and dead. So, and that guy might outlive us. You know what I'm saying? So in our lifetime, like, dude, like, dude, in our lifetime, man, we're never gonna see a no authority WWE. So, but I think they're gonna go babyface because of this whole branding split thing.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean it's inevitable. Vince went face for a while, a couple times, or at least that indifferent boss that got cheered more than booed because he was indifferent to heels.
That's what it's gonna have to be. That's
And
what it's
that's
gonna
and
have to
that's
be.
Triple H. That's Triple H now. Like, I mean, that's been him since ever for the most part, really. Except for that run in '03 when Evolution when he was the big guy holding bringing big gold around.
Oh
That's
four
the
oh
only
five.
time. That's the only time I ever heard him get solidly booed. Like no cheers, no nothing. Everybody hated to hate that guy.
Oh yeah, loved it, loved it,
It was
love
it was
hating that
yeah,
man.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, he was great. But back to
And the
back
four
to the
horsemen, the
present.
next generation, the next
Right,
evolution.
right, right. Back to present though. Um, how do you feel about the rumors of AJ possibly coming to NXT after his New Japan contract is up?
Um, this is breaking news to me because I have not heard any of this anywhere.
WWE has expressed interest
Oh
in
yeah,
bringing
of
AJ
course. That's
Styles.
that's
It's
that's
not. It's not. No, no, no. AJ has made it clear that he's going to go where the most money is, and WWE's pockets are pretty deep. The problem is that AJ's working independent dates too, so WWE would have to pay him more than Japan and everybody combined. So while I think they
or
can do that
or they do what they did with
with
Joe
Joe,
and let him work some of his indies and just pay him more than New Japan. Now they would probably trim out. They'd probably come to an agreement, like a compromise. Like, all right, we'll let you keep this one, this one, this one. You can't be on ROH. You can't be on
you're right.
TNA.
They'll let him work
Be on,
Evolve.
yeah, yeah. You can go work Evolve. You can go work like Gorilla. You can go work, those kind of shows. Like, but you can't. You can't.
He's not. Is he working Gorilla right now?
No, but I'm saying I was just using
Right,
it.
no, 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 right, but because I know the Bucks are do in Gorilla, the Bucks are doing an angle with Super Dragon and Roderick Strong. They're Mount Rushmore 2.0.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah. Super Dragon came back and flipped heel. It was pretty cool.
that is cool. Okay.
So,
Yeah, dude,
most interesting
dude,
thing I've seen out of Super
AJ
Dragon
and
in 5 years.
AJ and NXT though would be well. I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, I mean, when I think AJ Styles and WWE, the guys that I want to see him work
Main
are
roster.
yeah, are Owens, are Cesaro, are
Ziggler.
Rollins, Ziggler. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, in NXT now, I mean Joe, but how many times have we seen AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe? You know what I mean? Like,
AJ
Jesus.
Styles. AJ Styles versus Apollo Crews slash Uha Nation.
Yeah, that would be really good. Tyler Breeze, but Tyler Breeze is up in the main roster now, so
AJ Styles versus Finn Balor would be good at least once.
yeah, that would. I feel like that they would have to go straight to that. They would have to do something like Balor
Oh,
Club,
oh yeah,
Bullet
yeah, yeah,
Club
yeah.
type deal, like
It would be the first thing he does. It has to. I mean, it has to be
yeah,
because NXT is a smart show,
yeah,
and
oh yeah,
every smart knows Bullet Club Godfather, Bullet Club guy who killed the Godfather.
yeah,
So like you have to go straight to that, and it would be great. The promo work would be great by itself, and Finn's not usually a great promo, but the story writes itself. You know, it's hard to not have a good promo with a story written out like that.
Yeah, I mean, and that dude, yeah, that match would be great. I mean, I think they would have to bring him in heel. I think they'd have to bring,
Oh,
which would be kind of
without a
hard.
doubt.
It'd be kind of hard because he's gonna pop so big over there, man. I mean,
You know what? I think it is possible because if you bring him back, do you remember the brief part of TNA when he came back with that silent gimmick where he
yeah,
was like the outlaw?
yeah.
You do that. You do that. He doesn't pick up a microphone. He doesn't say a word. He just comes in, boots people in the nuts or something, and then walks out. Like that's how you get heat on a guy like AJ. You take away all of his pop stuff, like his flying.
Or you just straight up steal the Owens Zayn thing. You bring him in, you post vignettes, people
You do
pop
the
for it,
pop.
thinks he's gonna babyface, comes in, has a little backstage segment where he hugs Finn, comes out after Finn beats somebody and raises his hand, and then just like gives him the Styles Clash or something. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, I don't. Yeah, but at least with Owens and Zayn, they at least had legitimate backstory. There's
yeah,
really no there's it would make more sense if they did that with Joe, you know, but doing it with Finn, it's just it's written. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I also heard another rumor, or not a rumor, a tease, that your boy might be at Raw on Monday.
Who's my boy?
Sorry about your damn luck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The cowboy himself, man. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's in Nashville, so I mean, that's
Well,
why
yeah,
he'll
I
be
mean,
there. You
he'll
know, like
he'll be at least backstage. I hope he pins the deal finally because he
he'll
hasn't
pro-
signed.
he'll probably work a dark. He'll probably work a dark match, man. He'll probably. I don't think they'll put it on TV, but I think he'll work.
Nah, they won't put him on TV without being under a contract, I don't think.
Yeah, but they would have him at the lot at the arena for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gonna be backstage. I wouldn't be surprised if since Billy Gunn got fired, they're in the market.
Yeah, I mean, I don't I mean, I just feel like if he takes that position, then you're not going to see a run. He's just going to immediately move to Florida, work for the Performance Center, be on breaking ground. You know what I mean? Like he's like I don't think he'll have. I mean, and if he does have an angle, it'll just be in NXT, just because it's all there. You know what I mean?
I'm a smart, so I don't care because I pay for the network and I watch NXT. I
Yeah,
just need I just
it's the
want to
best
see
show on
James
TV.
Storm. Right. I just want to see James Storm in the WWE / NXT because the guy can go. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
there ain't no doubt. People could say what they want about how he showed up on that night. They're saying, he had flab and all this stuff and he looked out of shape, but you know, it doesn't matter. He's James Storm. Like, you know, that's like being mad that
I
The
mean,
Rock's biceps
it
aren't big.
matters. I mean, it matters.
It
I
does,
mean,
but the guy can still work. Like the
yeah,
guy still
yeah, he can
worked.
work. He can work. I think that he honestly, I think that he's a little protected because he's James Storm, because he's older, because he's had this career. Like they shouldn't have let him work in that gimmick, man. Like I'm not saying like not the cowboy, but he should have just been James Storm. He should have probably not been wearing, like just the
The
undie,
stream, the
tights. Like
streamers, man. No, there's like
they
the
should have put some.
streamers and all.
They
Like,
should have put some pants on him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just. I mean, but that's just nitpicking. I mean,
instead of
love the guy to death. Love the guy to death. I love that he is where he is, man. He deserves it 150%. But I mean, come on. I'm just poking fun at James.
yeah, yeah, I know, but I don't know what they can do now because they've brought a lot of the indie darlings in. You know, what's going to keep NXT's momentum? You know what I mean? Like they've brought in the big stars, so that wave is there, and a lot of those big guys are about to come up to the main roster that aren't already there. So what keeps the NXT wave going after all of the indie darlings? After Bailey comes up, when Bailey finally comes up, I know you've got Asuka, but other than that, it's Dana Brooke, Nia Jax, Eva Marie, Emma, Alexa Bliss, and you've got some new chicks that have been jobbing to the current talent. But
But they'll move up, man. They'll move
right,
up. And I mean, and that's the thing too. Like you got a lot of talent. I mean, they got a lot. Like, dude. All right. Like you were saying. Like, how do you keep NXT? Keep it fresh. Like, you just have to continue to do what you've been doing and make stars like Jordan and Gable, and like and make stars like Bailey, and make. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just gonna have to. Like, I mean, bringing these guys in to work like Samoa Joe and Rhino, a while back, and all that. That's awesome, and I would love to see more of that. But at the same time, like, you're right. Like, everyone there right now is on a fast track, and I feel like they haven't really planned to fill in their roster. That's pretty much all on the main show now. Like, all the guys that made NXT what
Yep.
the sensation, or almost all of them are in NXT, guys and girls. Are on the main roster now. So, I mean, I feel like they are going to have to really start pushing some of their homegrown, performance center, workers, to keep it interesting, because otherwise it's going to turn into literally TNA in 2016. You're just going to get other guys that have already had these, indie careers, or it's like it's literally just going to be your own little indie, and like,
Right. Like,
and that would suck. Honestly, it would suck. It would go down, in my opinion.
right. And I agree. Like, I mean, you still have your indie darlings, like your Jack Sabre Jr., you've got your, Cedric Alexander's, your ACH. Ricochet would be a great sign for WWE if they
Yeah,
could get
totally.
him. Like, so you've got those guys. Um, so like, like guys like Brian Cage, like these guys that
Yeah.
that are great on the indies that would be good signs. But is that the solution? Like, is constantly picking from the independents the solution, or is the solution to start pushing your homegrowns? Because
I think it's
while the
both.
but I would say, and that's my thing. I think it's a blend of both because to a certain extent, your smart base will reject homegrowns to an extent. You know what I mean? Like a lot of your factory farm made wrestlers, your creator wrestle 15, they'll reject. So you need to infuse them with independent darlings, let them work together, let them build credibility off of each other, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
does that
agree.
make sense? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to think
But I
of
mean, honestly,
people.
that's what NXT's always been. I mean, you know
Right.
what I mean? It's not like Neville and Zayn and Owens didn't have a huge career coming into, NXT. So
Did Breeze work a lot of indies, or was he
Breeze is a
pretty much NXT?
homegrown dude.
He
He
is
was an
so
FCW vet, so he's
so
been
he
in
is
developmental for like 6 years, not that long. Well, maybe even longer actually. I
so
think he
him
got
and
signed in like 2008, maybe.
him and Big E are probably the two truest homegrown guys, right?
Yeah,
Reigns obviously because Reigns didn't really have an indie career, but like people that actually,
yeah, yeah,
like those. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, out of the roster, Big E's had a pretty good career so far. Roman Reigns is obviously where he's at,
yeah.
and I mean Tyler Breeze. If you had to, Tyler Breeze is the indie darling of NXT.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's weird because it's like he's the indie darling, but he really is like the epitome of
Homegrown,
homegrown. Like, he's
homegrown.
the
Yeah.
slow cook, man. Like, I mean, God, that guy has been.
We thought Daniel Bryan was a slow burn, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, but they need to build more guys like that. And that's what I mean by like the pace of how you really do that and make a guy that like is, you take from the homegrown level to make him into a Tyler Breeze. It takes a long time. And Breeze is super talented. So even with a mediocre talent, it's like, God, like that's going to take years, but you're depleting your NXT roster. So it's like all these guys that need to benefit from working with guys like Owens and guys like Cesaro, and like they're all in the main roster. So now you're working Samoa Joe's, which is awesome. I'm not saying that Samoa Joe is not getting these young guys ready. I'm just saying like it's gonna eventually be like a lot. I feel like it's gonna turn into more like 75% Ring of Honor TNA signings and New Japan signings, and then 25% homegrown instead of. And I really
When
think
it
they
should be
need to
opposite.
have that 50-50. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it
I
needs to
wouldn't
be a
even do
perfect
fifty
blend.
fifty. I do like 70-30. You still want a predominant factor of your main homegrown people, and then have that 30% be the marquee that really drives those independent fans home. You know, um, but 50-50 is good too.
Yeah, but
Uh,
homegrown isn't necessarily fair because it's like, guys like you who are going to go train and work in an indie, it's like you're not going to the performance center. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should probably get a break before just some random jabroni that passes a conditioning test at the performance center that's never taken a bump. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Well, and I guess, and see, this is the part that I'm not smartened up to yet, that I probably will be. I don't understand, and I guess it really would be a slap in the face to do your year to 3 years worth of training and working, and then you go to the performance center and some ex football player or some ex basketball player comes in, passes a fitness conditioning test just because he can, run the ropes and all this stuff, and they say, all right, well, we'll take him instead. Like I could see where that would really chafe some people's, behinds. Um, I don't know. Uh,
I
so
just
I
think
get
if you go more 70-30, then the quality of the work is going to suffer. That's what I mean 50-50. And when I say 50-50, I don't mean like all Samoa Joes and James Storms and AJ Styles that have been like top names for 10 years. I'm talking more guys like Prince Devitt, more guys like Neville, more guys like Tyler Black, more guys like Generico. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying like, you know what I mean?
wait. Whoa, 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 hold on. WWE signed El Generico?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think he's Bo Dallas now or something.
But they said he was in Honduras helping the kids.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
My life is a lie.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
Son of
Wrestling is real, dude. Your life is a work.
a. Our life is the Matrix.
Yeah.
So, okay, well that'll be another one here. Um, who is in need of a reboot the most on the
Ooh.
WWE roster?
On the main roster,
Main roster, who is in the need of a reboot the most?
like on the whole main roster, are we talking like mid Carters, main event
No, no,
guys?
no. Like whole card
Okay.
from top to bottom, who needs the biggest reboot? And I don't mean just a small change like from face to heel. I'm talking like makeover. Go away for a while, revamp the character, the look, the move set, completely revamp. Like we're talking from Husky Harris to Bray Wyatt kind of evolution here.
Jesus, dude, there's no way to know, man. I mean, guys that like I think are stale. I mean, but then it's like, well, I don't know if they could do any better. And then at the same time, it's like, well, it can't be that guy because I know how much they've already invested in it. It's like,
No, no,
like
no, no, no,
like
no, no, no,
prime
no.
example is like
Don't
Sheamus.
worry about
Sheamus,
investment.
like I know he just did a reboot technically, but he really didn't. Like, and I know it's like with Sheamus, he's already Sheamus. He can't do a reboot because everyone knows him as Sheamus. It's like you can't. I mean, if he's a world champion multiple times. Like you can't just reboot a multiple time world
Right,
champ.
right, right. Okay, so then let's say undercard then, because no one in the undercard has been world champion.
Oh, desperate for a reboot that deserves it. Does deserve to shine is Fandango 150% to me.
So if you rebooted him and you sat down and said, "Okay, I know his body of work, and I've seen some of his old film. What would you like to see a guy like Johnny Curtis do?"
I'd like you to give him a baby push on the undercard, kind of like you've been baby pushing Stardust. Kind of give him just a few wins here and there, kind of shock wins, and then have some kind of like surprise that like kind of keep him undercard wins, but give him some wins, and then have him come out and just attack like a babyface champ at some time, whether it's a U.S. champ or IC champ or whatever, and have him just be Johnny Curtis and have him cut like a pipe bomb esque like promo, just like I'm Johnny Curtis, like like they've been keeping me down, yada yada yada, whatever. Like I'm just gonna take what's mine, like. I'm a phenomenal worker, and you guys like to dance, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much that you could do with him, and just let him be Johnny Curtis. Like that's like there's not a Johnny anything really that's on WWE main roster. He's a phenomenal worker, dude. Like people continue to overlook him. Ziggler would be a good one too, but again, everyone knows him as Ziggler. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't just reboot. Fandango, I think, could still do it. Still think he's got enough in the tank. I think that he could be a. I mean, dude, people forget that he had a phenomenal match with Chris Jericho and went over at Mania. You know what I mean? Like people forgot about that. Like
Yep.
that guy deserves a reboot, man.
You put on a great match at Mania, and the most thing that's over is your music the next night. It's
And
great.
at one point, I'm pretty sure Triple H cut a promo on that. He's like, you shit on guys like Johnny Curtis who deserve it, like because of
Yep.
one little stupid thing, and once you get over it, you're like throw him away like he's
That
trash,
was
even though
that was when they were when him and Steph were doing the whole like fad thing that people cheer for.
oh Daniel
I,
Bryan,
I,
yeah,
yeah, I remember that. They did the yes, they did the fandangoing thing in the ring. Like I remember that. That was a really good promo. That was
yeah,
actually pretty good. Cause he does that a lot. He'll do like a little hat tip to the Smarks,
yeah,
like
yeah. He does.
he
We all love to hate the H man.
but so speaking of that, Johnny Curtis being Johnny Curtis and things like that, Ziggler knowing Ziggler, I thought of a Johnny that they had, I guess like there was Johnny Nitro, and then there was Gargano, huh?
Yeah, but he's
But
NXT.
Gargano was NXT.
Yeah,
Um, One thing I've noticed, and when you were saying, Curtis, I thought about it. You know what they've done a lot lately? Like I don't know if you've been noticing the announcers. Have you noticed that the announcers have been using everybody's last name?
yeah.
Like Dolph Ziggler, they call Ziggler. Dean Ambrose, they call Ambrose. Cesaro, they call Cesaro for obvious reasons. Alberto Del Rio, they call Del Rio. Uh,
Reigns is Reigns. Yeah,
no, that's the exception to the rule. Reigns is Roman, just like Cena is John.
that's weird.
It's subliminal messaging, man.
I don't know. I'm positive I've heard Reigns has got him in the corner.
They do it every now and again, but more often than not, you'll hear you'll hear them use first names for those two guys. Like even to an extent, Orton. Orton gets a first name every now and again, but it's Orton. You
Yeah.
know. Uh, Although I don't recall them saying Kingston or Woods. Pretty sure we still get some Kofi and Xavier out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we certainly do on both of those, actually. Yeah, that theory is debunked right there. That's a debunked conspiracy right there, man.
Darn. I
I don't
guess
know.
they.
Yeah, I'd say Curtis is my. I mean, who would your reboot guy be?
I think it would be between Bo Dallas and it would Johnny Curtis would be on my list, but so would a guy like an Adam Rose. Like
Yeah,
those
we've
two
talked
guys.
about that on here
We
too.
we've talked about Adam Rose doing the Leo Kruger gimmick. We've been there, done that. We've talked about Bo Wyatt, but I don't think Bo Wyatt would fit. Like I just don't think Bo Dallas would fit as a Wyatt.
I think he
I
would.
Yeah, you think like just not talking, just being the actor, like just being that
Yeah,
like action.
yeah, and grow a beard, man. I just don't think he can.
No, he's done the goatee. He
Yeah, I
just
don't think he
he
could
just
do
can't
the.
do he can't do like the neck beard
He would have
shit.
to do it all though. He'd have to have the whole thing, man. He would just has to have it. Like,
Well, because everybody else does.
yeah. That's
You
like
know,
it's like that's the colors of the gang, man. Like without the beard, you just can't do it.
it's like you can't be a biker without tattoos.
Right. That's just
One of those things. Yeah,
unacceptable.
yeah. But those are I think those are my two. Bo Dallas and Adam Rose. I think would be the two that need a reboot. I mean, obviously we've talked about Stardust coming back as Cody Rhodes, um,
But I
which
think that's inevitable.
my wife hates, but because my wife is in love with Stardust. Stardust is her guilty pleasure.
Stardust is awesome, man. I mean, I wish he was getting more of a push, honestly, but
I hate that they're doing like they have the Cosmic Wasteland chilling at ringside on Raw, but all of their matches are on SmackDown. Like I can't stand that. And the Ascension jobs out to the Dudleys, who have fallen completely under the radar since putting the New Day over.
yeah, it's really strange because I really thought that they were trying to gear to. I mean, maybe they still are. Maybe they just kind of are on a slow burn with him. But I think that they are gonna. I mean, I put in my little fantasy booking thing on the group
Yeah,
the other day,
yeah.
but I
They're
really
gonna
think they're gonna do that TLC at Mania,
I
man.
think I think they put the Dudleys on the back burner to give the Usos some credibility again.
Yeah,
And then as we get closer to Mania, we're gonna see the Dudleys come back, like emerge as like strong faces or even as heels and we'll see it at Mania,
I
I
mean, they
think.
I mean they just beat up the Ascension on Raw. Like they just beat. I mean, they just beat them. I'm pretty sure that was like the only tag team division match on the card.
There wasn't there a 6-man tag?
Yeah,
Didn't
but I
the
meant like for the like for the
yeah,
tag.
Um, yeah, yeah, that was the only real division match. It's funny because NXT and WWE kind of have the opposite problem. NXT's got a pretty strong tag team division that they're kind of playing round robin with the title, where WWE's got talent, but not a. The Dudleys add credibility to the tag team division, but aside from those Dudleys and New Day, give me some credible tag teams. Like the
I think
Usos
they're
have been
gonna
gone
bring up.
forever.
I think they're gonna bring up the Vaudevillains here pretty soon.
I thought for sure the Jersey Jerks were coming up before the Vaudevillains.
They might bring them
And
both up because, well, no, I don't think they're gonna bring them both up
I
because
don't think they'd bring both at the same time.
nah,
Too bad we already did the go home. I would have killed to see like a NXT versus WWE Survivor Series match.
yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
Just to get some publicity for NXT. I mean, I know your pay-per-views are on the network now, but you could use the Raw time to put some eyes on it. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
could you imagine a Survivor Series match like I don't know, like let's just say Vaudevillains, Jason and Gable, and Finn Balor. Let's just say baby faces of
yeah,
NXT versus like New Day and I don't know, give me a heel tag team. New Day and like let's just say it's Los Matadores. You
okay,
know,
yeah.
like something like that. You could New Day could get the
Or just
win.
two heels like Barrett and Sheamus or
Right,
something.
right, right. Ooh, there's a good one. Do like Barrett and Sheamus. That way you have a reason for Finn to lose.
Yeah,
Because if Sheamus beats Finn, it's okay. Because Sheamus is Mr. Money in the Bank and he's on the
right.
main roster. You
Yeah,
know. Uh but that just that's something I would have looked at doing. I would look at doing that on all the big four. I'd look at showcasing an NXT match on all of the big four pay-per-views.
I would do it on the pre-show though. I don't like them intermingling. I don't think they should. I mean, I
Yeah,
would
no,
have
no,
like just an NXT match on the
right,
pre-show
no,
of
no,
all
no,
their
right,
big
right, right.
pay-per-views.
I mean, showcasing NXT. Survivor Series is a one-off because it's Survivor Series. There's the 5-on-5 match that just works. But I mean, like on Raw when they were showing off the Fatal Four-Way, Tyson Kidd, Tyler Breeze, Neville, and Zayn when they did the tag match on Raw. That was match of the night when they did that.
Yeah,
You so doing something like that, I think would be worth doing on television and on pay-per-views.
yeah.
So, all right. So I've had the reins for a little while now. Last spitball, you can go ahead and throw the topic.
All right. So last football, I guess since we're 4 days away, man, like how do you see this whole, uh, you know, four-man situation going down at Survivor Series, match by match?
Match by match. We're at the end of November. I think it's Del Rio and Reigns.
Yeah, Del Rio, Reigns, Owens, Ambrose.
Reigns wins clean. As much as I want Owens to win clean, because I think if he beats Ambrose, he's gonna win clean. I don't have that much faith in creative, man. In my heart, I want Owens to beat Ambrose. In my mind, Ambrose is beating Owens. Somehow. Somehow he's beating Owens. And if Ambrose beats Owens, Reigns walks out with the title, but does he walk out with it as a babyface? That's the question.
So you think
Because
if they go with a heel turn, it's going to be Reigns?
I think that if they do a turn, it's going to be Reigns walking out with the title. I heard there was a push for Ambrose to walk out with the title, but I didn't hear if it was going to be as a heel or not. So that could be something. Um, What if, because I noticed this, I thought Survivor Series wasn't going to be that big of a deal, right? Like, Roman Reigns should win the title at Mania, right?
Hmm.
It is a big deal. Survivor Series. It's been 3 years since they debuted. Him winning here makes sense now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you think no matter what, Reigns is walking out with the title?
I think if Owens loses to Ambrose, Reigns is walking out with that belt. There is no way, and I'm gonna say no way, but watch me eat my words. I say there's no way that Ambrose walks out with that belt. And
No, I don't think so
and
either.
and and if Ambrose beats Owens, that's the next angle for the Intercontinental title. They will have a program.
Maybe. I see. I don't know, man. See, part of me is like, well, they want to keep them both. I really think they want to keep
Ooh,
Ambrose
ooh,
and
pause, pause,
Reigns
pause, pause,
babyface.
pause. Idea. Quick idea. Let's say Owens does win, and let's say Owens does beat Reigns, because I'm with you. If Owens beats Ambrose, Owens is walking out with that belt.
Hmm.
It's done.
Hmm.
What if what if he does win? He's got both, and they keep the slow burn on Reigns, and Reigns takes the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That would be cool.
And he
And I
could
say
trick him into doing it too. He could trick him
that's what
into
I'm saying.
doing it. He'd be
Just
like,
just say the word title match. Just say the word title
yeah,
match. And
yeah,
when he loses, Owens gets on the mic and goes, "I didn't say which title," and gives him the Intercontinental title and walks away. And
yeah,
Reigns is pissed. And that's it. And that's
yeah,
it. That's how you do it. Like that's how I would do it.
yeah.
I
That's
like how
brilliant. Yeah.
we think the same. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. I mean, I was, yeah,
yeah.
I was, yeah, I was thinking the same thing on that one. But I also I think that if, all right, so here's my spiel. First of all, feel bad for Del Rio because he just came
There's no
back. He was in
chance.
this whirlwind of shit. There's no chance for him.
I just hope they don't do him dirty, man. I hope they don't have Swagger
Oh,
come
dude,
out
they're
and
gonna do
cost
him
him.
dirty because dude. What's gonna happen is Roman Reigns is gonna beat him clean, like you said, and then that's it. That's all you're gonna
But
see him
no,
for the rest of
no,
the night.
no, no. Like that's fine as long as it's a back and forth match. That's fine. I just hope they don't do him dirty, where like they have Swagger of all people come out and cost him. I
Oh
have
no,
no interest. I have no interest in seeing a Del Rio Swagger.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. That just doesn't seem. That doesn't seem right to me. But I think it's going to be just a clean win from Roman. I think I'm totally with you on that. Um, I think that I think if they do turn one of the two heel, they're going to turn Ambrose heel. So I think that what they might do is have the Owens Ambrose match. Owens wins, dirty, whatever, doesn't matter. Probably cheats, and then Ambrose comes out in the main event, costs Reigns the title. Boom, sets up a Reigns Ambrose thing. But then what do you do with Owens with two titles and no baby faces to work him? You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
exactly, and that's why. That's
But
why.
that's why neither one of them can turn heel to me. So you see what I'm saying? Like,
Right. No, no, no. And I understand. That's what I'm saying. If Reigns walks out, I don't know if he's going to walk out as a heel. I think it's very improbable that Roman Reigns walks out of that ring as a heel. Very improbable. I also think that it's very predictable for Dean Ambrose to turn heel. So I don't think they're going to do that either. And that's why I think that Owens winning is a great out right now. You've pushed the guy to the moon. He's had the strongest debut ever. I mean, he beat John Cena 1, 2, 3 clean, like not even a dirty win. Like he won clean. So the guy's had a strong showing. He crushed Ryback. He's pretty much crushed everybody. Uh, I think he's a smart bet right now. If you want to keep a heel champion, if you want a babyface champion, it's rushed. It's not only is it rushed, but if you do a babyface champion, you've got to do Roman Reigns. I think. I
yeah, oh
think.
yeah. There's no other options there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, but then what do you do? I mean, so let's go this from the only angle that we haven't really talked about. Let's say you have Ambrose still baby at the end of the night. Owens is a heel. Ambrose is still a baby face. Reigns is still a baby face, and Reigns is the champ. Who is he working? Owens?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't think so either.
I think
Sheamus?
no, because he's got the bank.
See,
Aha,
part of me
aha.
thinks they might cost Reigns the title again, the same way that they did at Mania with the cash in. Have him beat the other guy in the middle of the match, whether it's Ambrose or Owens.
Um, can I say a word after
Yeah,
this? Why not two people? Rusev can come back, and number two, this Bray Wyatt and Undertaker thing is over. But I don't want to see more.
it's
I don't
not
want to see
over.
more.
It's
I
not.
don't.
It's not going to end with a tag team match against the Brothers
I
in
don't want to.
Destruction.
But I mean, it's over until Mania. I mean, I don't see Taker working the Rumble, or maybe he will work the Rumble, but
He's
I don't see
probably
him
going to work
working
the Rumble.
TLC.
He's probably working the Rumble. It might end
But
there.
do you think? But do you think he's going to work every pay per view until Mania? Because there's TLC in December, Royal Rumble, and then they got rid of Elimination Chamber with Fastlane. So there, that's four. There's still four. Do you think he'll work all four, or do you think he's just going to work Survivor Series, Rumble, Mania? Because that's what I think he's going to work.
Yeah, I do too. But you have to get to Cena between now and then.
Which
And
means it'll end at Rumble.
it's not going to end with the Brothers of Destruction tag team match at
No,
Survivor Series.
it's gonna end with Bray Wyatt and Undertaker again.
At the
But
Rumble, I
not
think.
I'd say at Rumble. At the Rumble.
And then have the next night just start on the Cena train.
Oh my god. Dude, Rollins is hurt. So they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do with the title.
Yeah.
Oh dude. Oh dude. Oh, I just had a very bad feeling.
What?
Roman Reigns wins the title. Okay? Bray Wyatt says they'll dance again. They dance again at TLC. What if Wyatt wins? Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker. What if Taker wins? Royal Rumble. What if Cena wins? WrestleMania. Cena and Taker for Cena's 16th title win.
Oh God, that's too much. My brain just exploded with all the things that are going to happen between now and I don't. That's. I mean, that makes sense.
Doesn't that just sound like
Well,
WWE booking?
I just don't think they're going to put. No, I don't think they're going to put the title on
I don't
Taker.
think they'll put the title on Taker again, but it just sounds like something stupid that they would do.
It does sound like something stupid they would do, actually. And it makes so much sense. It sounds like Vince logic all over it, man.
I
And
hate that my brain just did that.
oh no, dude.
I've just killed all my enthusiasm.
Well, I guess we'll find out Sunday, man. I guess we'll
Yeah,
find out. So we're gonna do a post show Sunday.
yeah, I'm down for a post show. Maybe you
All
can
right,
see
cool.
if maybe if any of your buds wanna jump on. Maybe if Brent wants to
Yeah,
do it or
I'll put
something.
some feelers out. I'll talk to a couple. I'd like to get maybe a fresh face or two in here. So I'll talk to some folks. It might just be you and me, as always. We might get a little partner on here. We'll see.
You
But
hear that?
I mean, there
Yeah,
are a lot of possibilities, man. I'm stoked for Sunday. So I guess we'll go from there.
that's right. Just like WWE television people, we promise you the best and then we deliver the worst. But on that note, that's been us spitballing for a solid hour and 15 minutes, probably at least
Nice,
an
yeah.
hour. It's been
It's an hour, yeah.
it's been a little while. We had a lot to catch up on. I hope you guys like listening to our opinions. It's all bullshit as always. Okay. um, as usual, we know nothing. We wait for Vince to sign our paychecks for giving him all brilliant ideas. That's us
Yeah,
at Mouth of
man.
the Mark. We're out for a week. We'll see y'all for Survivor Series. Peace.
Peace.